Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to bring you this video here to discuss potential counters for the Summoner Showdown levels silver, and for now this video for silver. So I've gone through, I've tried it maybe once or twice. I haven't actually done a solo yet, so I'm probably planning to do that sometime soon. But from what I find, I'm just going to pick a random team of champions here, is that Mystics are going to work best here, especially if you're running Mystic Dispersion. I would highly recommend you run Mystic Dispersion for this. And also, this is a good opportunity for you guys to practice your intercepts, because this node, Ebb and Flow Intercept, enables you to gain a passive fury that increases your attack by, as it says there, 40%. So with that 40% in you intercepting, you'll be able to get this Nameless King Groot down faster. And so, sorry, 1 second guys, I have to, there we go, because it keeps turning off on me. But yeah, and also Foresight here with the intercept. So basically you gain for a maximum of 5 seconds if you combine the Ebb and Flow and the Foresight. You could potentially get up to 240% attack rating. So that's always beneficial, because we're only limited to 4 stars. And ideally, you would want to use Mystic 4 stars or 4 stars that have a lot of damage, or a lot of damage ramp up. So you could also use Aegon in this situation, since there's no node that prevents you from, well, that poisons you, and you just have to watch out for King Groot's SP2. So Aegon would be a good option here. Man Thing, any Mystic that can nullify or that benefits from Mystic Dispersion, because King Groot does have Fury buffs that expire within a certain amount of time, and so does his regen. And potentially Morningstar, now that I think about it. Morningstar, Doom, and Sorcerer Supreme. Anyone that has a nullification field or a way to nullify buffs super quickly. Man Thing, as I mentioned. Morningstar with her SP2 would be nice if you have a 550. And anyone else that, as I said, high damage. It is stun immune, so the options for the heavy parry counters are pretty much out of the question here. And Ghost would also, I believe, work, since her phasing, and if you hit within her phasing period, she does it does count as an intercept. You would get that Ebb Flow intercept and the Foresight damage. So Foresight you could constantly refresh by intercepting, and you would get that 200%, and it would start a new 5 seconds. So you pretty much have 200% increased attack. And I would also recommend using boosts here. Not so sure about suicides. Just if you have a suicide friendly champion like Diablo, or you know, the only thing I can think of is Diablo, or someone that regens here. Like I wouldn't recommend Wolverine. I was gonna say Wolverine, but anyone that can regen passively, like Diablo, it would be very, very beneficial here. So anyone could pretty much take King Groot down. You just have to be really good intercepting, and make sure to not depend on stun effects, just because you won't be able to because of the stun immunity. And if you do use a Mystic, just keep in mind that there is this node called Divine Barrier too. So every 10 seconds you get, the opponent gets a passive protection from nullification, and so you're gonna have to play around that. So hopefully you don't depend too much on nullifying, but it's also nice to know that you can nullify, and there isn't any Mystic ward where you have a chance of your nullification to fail. So I just want to bring you this quick video. So these champions here could probably do it. The fastest on here would probably be Doom or any other Mystic. So Mystics are a must. And yeah, Aegon, as I said, any ramp up champion. I'm pretty sure Hercules would work. Probably I-Hulk, A-Bomb, anyone that can poison, probably Torch. So just experiment around, but this challenge can be done by pretty much any champion that that you have that's 550 and that you can boost up. It's just going to take longer if you don't use mystics, or if you don't use a champion that you can ramp up the damage over time, like Aegon or Hercules or anyone, probably Strife. If you use Apocalypse and Strife, actually no, that wouldn't work. But anyways, like any champ that you can either ramp up, or mystics, where you can use Mystic Dispersion to your advantage. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. I have looked at the gold requirement, so I'm going to take a look at that as soon as I take my lunch break. So thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this video was informative and helpful in explaining the potential nodes. So just a quick recap. He does have 2,000 increased health, 200% attack, so it's not that bad. You have to intercept in order to take advantage of the 40% increase, or else you'll be hitting for 60% less damage. So keep that in mind. It doesn't matter if you get 200%. The Foresight node, which is the one right here, you're still going to hit 60% less of what you would hit if you intercepted with your champions. And keep in mind, this is not a limited amount of entry, so you can restart the fight whenever you feel like it. This is only participation. Rise to power, so pretty much if you knock him down with like a special attack or a special 3, if you hit into his block, he will gain power, so keep that in mind. Magic would probably work here now that I think about it. Sun immunity, so no heavy parry, no colossus, no anyone that depends on heavy and parrying. And then divine barrier, when you're using mystics, make sure not to or make sure to take into account that you will need to play around the phase where you can't nullify any of his buffs. So his regen is kind of strong since he's only a 5-star, but you're only limited to 4-star, so the regen does seem like a lot since your damage output isn't the same as per se your best champion, like a 6-star rank 2 or rank 3. So keep that in mind. Thank you again for tuning in, and sorry I'm not trying to make this long, but I will have hopefully a list of counters for the gold entry. Take care, guys.